welcome to another edition of Te Akau TV. I'm joined this morning by Jamie Richards. How are you today, Jamie?
Good, Hazy. How are you?
Good. You must be a bit tired after having 53 horses trial up yesterday at Matamata.
Yeah, no, it was a big old go, no doubt about that. But good to trial them on your home track here with no travel and a nice surface. So the majority of the horses all trialled up well. Some really exciting 2-year-olds and plenty to look forward to.
Definitely. One that caught my eye was the Fastnet Rock filly, Bright Blue Sky. It looks to have a lot of ability, that horse.
Yeah, she's a filly that we've got a lot of time for. Dave bought her from the Gold Coast in January, and she'll be kicking off at the races very shortly, probably at Te Rapa on the 20th in a 2-year-old race there. We think that she's got a lot of natural ability, and we had a nice Santano Aladdin win well. We had a nice I'm Invincible filly win well, amongst others. So everything sort of went pretty well. Not too many disappointments, which is always good.
So it'll be a matter of placing these horses, I guess, trying to get some prize money in the bin in the lead up to the Karaka Million and later in January.
Yeah, for sure. So we're definitely a little bit behind the 8 ball. I don't know why, whether we just didn't have those real early maturing sort of spring 2-year-olds, or whether we just had a bit of a hold up with a wet, cold spring. I'm not sure, but we are a little bit behind. We've got some ground to make up, but we've taken the horses along quietly. They've all had a break. They're all sort of starting to look good and feel good. And there's plenty of options coming up for them. So we'll be travelling, throughout the North Island to try and place them as best as we can. And as you say, get some much needed prize money for the Karaka Million. The Fastnet Rock filly is obviously not eligible. So we'll try and place them as best as we can. Right,
great. She was born on the Gold Coast, was she?
Yep, correct. So she's a Magic Millions filly. Dreams are free, but we'll just concentrate on getting her first run out of the road and then sort of see where we end up.
Cool. And you're on the road this morning down to Christchurch?
Yep, down to Christchurch this morning, which is good. Prefer just to cruise down on the day and back if I can, but with the COVID restrictions and flights, etc., we've got to get down there this morning, and we'll have a look at the horses this afternoon, and then races and home Sunday. So we've got a nice team of runners down there and looking forward to it.
Of course, and it'll be a big week, and I guess a bit of travel back and forth over the next 7 days or so as you are back down there for Wednesday's Copeland's Bakery Mile meeting, and then of course 1,000 Guineas on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. So a few miles to be done, and they're ready to run, so I'm not too far away. So it's a very busy time for everybody.
Great. Do you want to just talk quickly about the Ready to Run sale and some of the inspections you've been doing over the last couple of weeks as well?
Yeah, so we've been around all the different farms. NZB did a really good job of organising sort of on-farm tours because of the COVID restrictions, and we've been making full use of those. We've got some second looks and stuff to do next week, and Doug Black's out on the road getting the horses vetted that we like. So we're well prepared. Some nice horses there, some nice horses that are breezed up well, that are going to be available to be bought at a range of different prices. We've seen some nice cheaper types of horses. We've seen some nice colts, seen some nice fillies. Horses are going to get up and go. Horses are going to need a little bit of time. So there should be a horse there for everyone. And in these pretty testing conditions, it's going to be really interesting to see how the sale holds up. But we're certainly looking forward to being part of it.
Great. Well, we look forward to seeing some of the bloodstock that David and yourself purchase over the coming weeks. So I guess quickly touching on last week, I guess a tough day at Flemington and some highly competitive fields. Do you want to just touch really quickly on Emeralina, Sort of State, and Karma Lass, and I guess their future plans and when they'll be coming back to New Zealand shores?
Yeah, so deflating day, no doubt about that. We just as you said, terrific days racing, a lot of depth, and we just weren't good enough, plain and simple. So Amaralina was well below her best, finished back in the field. She's come home. She gets back to Te Akau today. We'll give her a couple of 3 weeks off and then just reassess. Might look at a race like the Westbury Classic or something on Karaka Million night to kick her off again. Karma Lass was also disappointing, almost too bad to be true off her last start win, but she might have just come to the end of her prep. So she's got back to Cambridge Stud there at Karaka. She's in good shape. Just take her along quietly 2 or 3 weeks out and probably pick out a suitable race or two for her to kick off here. and then head back to possibly head back to Australia, and sort of stay. Was right in the thick of it, until probably the 1,000. Was just sort of caught wanting a little bit against those real top colts. But I'm sure he'll bounce back. He's going to have 2 or 3 weeks in the paddock as well, and then we'll just make a bit of a decision on what we do with him, whether we maybe look at a telegraph weight for age, or whether he might be suited to race like the Elmans or at Karaka Night there as well.
Great, thank you. Thanks for the update there. And I guess another exciting news, we've got a special milestone birthday for one of the team members, Karen Fenton-Ellis. Has her birthday tomorrow, so I'm sure if any of you out there want to wish her happy birthday, then feel free to mention it in the comments. And of course, we'll be sponsoring a name in her honour for her birthday in the last race at Te Rapa tomorrow, which I think we've got a couple of runners engaged in what look like to be a couple of good chances as well.
Yeah, so Kaz, I think hits the big milestone there. So happy birthday to her, and thank you for everything that she does for all of us, because there's a lot of things that she does for each and every one of us that nobody would see or know about. So can't thank her enough for that. And yeah, hopefully we can have a little bit of luck in that last race tomorrow. We tried to organise it as best as we can so that we'd have some nice chances in there, but it doesn't always work out that way.
Good as gold. Well, let's get started with the action down at Riccarton. We've got race 2, the Ned Fashion in the Field, November 13 Premier, rating 74 benchmark over 1,100 metres. The last start horse who was Chella, who was unlucky to only just go down on the line. There you've got Sanu Tallulah on board with 61.5 kilos claiming 3.
Yeah, so Chella, unfortunately, we haven't scratched him yet. We're just updating the owners, but he's just got a little bit of filling in a hind joint. He was quite sore yesterday morning, but he's a lot better this morning. So he'll come out. We just had to treat him with some anti-inflammatories, but he'll wait for the last day. There's a 74 1200 there for him, so he'll go there next Saturday, provided that everything goes well in the next 2 or 3 days. But really unfortunate, because I thought that horse would be a really nice chance there back to 1100. He seemed to race well down the straight, but keep an eye out for him on the last day.
Great. And Radagast is nominated in 2 races, race 11 and race 4. I assume with the jockey listed, he takes place in race 4. Which is the Darkins Group Premier, rating 65 benchmark 1600 with OP Boss on the board.
Yes, so this is a consolidation race because they got so many nominations for the 65 miles. So he takes his part in the second half of that race because of his rating of 62. But it probably is a nice fit for the horse. He ran really well at Ashburton last time. Got back, sort of found the line nicely up the inside. He's a horse that's battled with his barrier manners. He's drawn an awkward gait. He's probably going to be back in the field a bit, but up to a distance that should really be, suiting him now. I think he's got to be a nice each-way chance with a bit of luck and running from a bad draw.
Great. And moving down to the big Group 1 feature race, race 8, the Albasti Equiworld Dubai 49th New Zealand 2,000 guineas. Group 1 3-year-old set weight and penalties over 1,600 metres. Waikato Stud's got a pretty big hand in the race, I guess. They've got I Wish I Win, which they bred. He's a gelding, but also Novair, who they also bred out of the Magic Dancer mare. 2 great chances. Can you talk us through both of them?
Yeah, so firstly, Novair, I think, he's probably going to run favourite. He was really good in the Water Cree there a fortnight ago. He's been based down there, and he hasn't had to do any travel, which I think is important. And he's going really well. We've been happy with his work. If he holds his form from a fortnight ago, he's certainly got to be in there with a really good chance. He's a very good-looking dark colt, and there's sort of a lot at stake for him tomorrow in terms of whether he might be able to stand at stud somewhere. So that's really exciting, and we're looking forward to that. He's drawn a little bit awkward, but he gets back and running anyway because he's had a little bit of trouble with his barrier manners. But he's in good shape, and we'll strip in tip-top order. I Wish I Win. Hasn't been able to win this preparation, but he's run some really good races and being beaten. He's got the nice low draw there, barrier 1, whereas last time at Ashburton he drew the outside and got flushed very wide on the corner, but still kept up a good gallop. So with a nice cosy run there in behind the speed, certainly think that he's a really good each-way chance, and I think the draw is going to help him a lot.
Perfect. And moving down to race 9, the Gold Club Premier. Rating 74 benchmark 1400. We've got 2 horses lining up. First of which is Supreme Khan with Opie Boston on board, and the second Fashion Shoot with Danielle Johnson on board.
Yeah, Supreme Khan's, I guess, a bit like I Wish I Won. He's going well without winning. Hopefully, he's saving his best for the carnival. He's got the big weight and he's drawn a little bit awkward, so we'll need a bit of Opie Boston magic on him. But if he has a little bit of luck and running, he's got to be a good each way chance. And Fashion Shoot ran well her first 2 starts, and then we backed her up at Ashburton, and she sort of let us down there a little bit. So we've just kept her on the fresh side, kept her at 1400, space to run out a little bit, drawn midfield. Should get hopefully a nice run from there somewhere with a bit of cover. And down in the weights, she's going to be a good each way player as well.
Awesome. Well, moving down up the country to Te Rapa, we kick off in race 5, the Legacy Lodge Sprint, open handicap 1200. You've got Romantic Lady with Joe Cameron on board.
Yeah, Romantic Lady's going well. She was supposed to have another run before this race, but unfortunately we weren't able to, just because of wet tracks and wet weather. So this is a race we've had picked out for her for a little while. She's got the nice draw there. Hopefully she can make use of that and race up in behind the speed. And it is like a good competitive field with, Mascarpone, winning the good race earlier in the spring there, the Foxbridge. So, she's going to have to be at her best, but we think that she's a nice place chance, and we're just trying to get a bit of black type for her pedigree.
Great. And moving down to race 6, Super Seth at Waikato Stud Mile, rating 74 benchmark, 1600, 3 horses lining up. First of which is Marzier with Troy Harris on board, followed by She's a Thinker with Ryan Elliott on board, and Feeling Fancy with Joe Cameron on board.
Yeah, so Marzier's going well. He's got the bad draw. He's good first up, really good second up at Hastings when he got back. So he'll be back and running a little bit, but he'll find the line well. She's a Thinker just returned a bit of a bad blood yesterday, so she'll come out and wait. I'll just give her a couple of days in the paddock and let her get over that. But keep an eye out for her. Could well run at the counties meeting at Te Rapa on the 20th. Just be guided by how she does in the next couple of days, which is frustrating for her ownership group because we've had a few hold-ups, but we're going to stay the course with her. We'll get her right. And Feeling Fancy got back and sort of stayed back a little bit there last time. Looked like she wanted to go further, so she's up to the mile. We've made a little gear change there. Been happy with her work, but hopefully she can take that step up.
Great. And race 7, the Dunstan Horse Feeds 1300, rating 74 benchmark. 2 horses again engaged. First of which is Perfect Scenario with Niranjan Palmer aboard, and the second of which is Campionessa with Joe Cameron on board.
Yeah, looking forward to Perfect Scenario resuming tomorrow. He had a good prep as a 3-year-old. He's got held up a little bit in the spring, but he's out and going now. He's got the soft draw and the big weight, but we do use the claim. I think he'll give a bit of cheek. Should be a good each way chance. And Campionessa is a mare that we've had a bit of trouble with in the gates. And her temperament can let her down from time to time, but Joe's done a good job on her. She's trialled there at Te Rapa not too long ago, and she had the earmuffs on there to give her a bit of confidence in the barrier, and didn't really trial that well. But we'll go back to no earmuffs tomorrow, blinkers on. She can give a bit of cheek fresh up.
Great. And down to race 8, the Happy Birthday Karen Fenton at Alice, 1400, rating 65 benchmark. 2 horses lined up. It'll be great to get one of these home for the Kaz. First of which is Image of You with Joe Cameron on board, and the second of which is Pure Imagination with Bridget Grills.
Yeah, Image of You, pleased with her. Really good run last time after missing the kick a little bit. She's got the low draw. Hopefully she can put herself up in the race and be a really good chance. Pure Imagination was good first up at Te Rapa, and then he's just mixed his form a little bit. Since then, Cambridge Synthetic, where he ran 6th, was below par, and nothing went his way at Hastings in the 3-year-old 1300 there, where the race wasn't run to suit. He got flushed out wide and then had to go around and lead. So you've got to take him on trust a little bit. But as long as they don't get too much rain, they've forecast a few showers. As long as they don't get too much rain and the track's still reasonable, I think Pure Imagination could give a bit of cheek. But it's really up to him now. He needs to perform well to probably to stay as an entire.
Great. And moving down to Sunday, we've got racing at the Waipukurau Jockey Club at Hastings. The first race is race 2, the CR Grace Bailey's 3-year-old maiden 3-year-old 1200 metres. You've got Pin Me Up No jockey listed at this stage.
Yeah, well, we're just a little bit mindful of the weather that they've had down there. I think Gisborne have copped it more than Hastings have. So we'll just sit on her until tomorrow and make a decision then on what we're going to do. She'll either go there or she could go to Te Araha on Tuesday. But her last trial was really impressive, and wherever she goes, she's going to be a good chance.
Great. And down to race 3, the maiden 3-year-old 1400. We've got 2 horses engaged, the first of which is Flat Track Bully, and the second of which is Outfit. Yeah,
Flat Track Bully's going well. He'll run. He can handle a bit of soft ground. Blinkers go on. He's been a horse that's trialled well and worked well, but hasn't shown his best on race day. I think he lacks a bit of mental toughness. Hopefully the blinkers will help him. If he wants to do the job, he can beat all of these. No problem at all. But it's just what Flat Track Bully turns up. And Outfit, much the same as Pin Me Up, just doubtful on whether we run her if the track was to get quite wet. So keep an eye out for her. Wherever she goes, she'll be competitive, but could well be seen at Te Araha on Tuesday.
Cool. And I guess looking at the best bet, we were unlucky not to get Synchronised home last week. Unfortunately, she's come out now with a bone chip, so she'll miss 1,000 guineas next week. Who do you like tomorrow?
Let's go the big black colt, and hopefully we can romp home in the guineas.
Perfect. Well, I guess looking forward to next week, we've got racing. Obviously, the Copeland's Bakery Mile meeting on Wednesday, where you'll have, I think, Marcus Aurelius lined up there. We might come back to you guys and do a special show on Wednesday and look at the card from there. Also got racing at Pukekohe on Thursday, Awa Pony Friday, and then, of course, the 1,000 Guineas meeting on Saturday, and racing at Tauranga as well. So a busy next week, I guess. Any update on some of those horses going into the 1,000 Guineas next week? I've heard you spoke the Perfect Pink a couple of times on various radio shows alongside Opie.
Yeah, we like her. She goes so. There's the Perfect Pink, Imperatriz, and Ballon Rouge all flew down yesterday. Arrived safely. Sam's happy with them this morning. Sam and Lydia. They've had a quiet canter this morning, so we'll give them a bit of work Tuesday. Probably try and get them on the course proper and give them a bit of a head out, but they're all in good shape. Imperatriz is going really well. The Perfect Pink, we think, will suit the big roomy spaces at Riccarton and up to the mile. And Ballon Rouge has done nothing wrong throughout her career so far. Was really good in the soliloquy after being held up a little bit at the top of the straight. So they're the 3 fillies that have gone down from up north. And then we have Shepherd's Delight and Irish Red, who are both coming off convincing maiden wins at Riccarton. They've had 3 weeks between runs. They're going to do a bit of work tomorrow and again on Tuesday. And they're going to go into the race in good shape as well. So, yeah, flying down today, watch all those horses work tomorrow, including Marcus Aurelius, who will run in the Copelands, as you said, and Summer Monsoon in the Stewards. And, yeah, hopefully we're in for a good week.
All fingers crossed there, Jamie, and good luck tomorrow and for the rest of the weekend, and we'll catch up hopefully next Wednesday.